If you could see the world through my eyes, vibrant purple sunrise, shards of broken dreams come raining down.
Mark here, Life and Fitness Files. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with content. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Walmart Spark app and taking a shopping order where you're doing the shopping, you're collecting the items and delivering that to the customer. I have my other video on doing curbside pickup, so check that out if that is something that you're interested in finding out more about. But shopping orders, you have the app and you see an order come through and you see the word shopping highlighted. For a little while, I did not take those orders because I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to the curbside. I don't wanna mess that up. But I actually find that those tend to be, for the most part, more of a bang for your buck. So don't skip those. There's some factors you wanna look for, but I'm gonna walk through what does that look like from taking that order to shopping to delivery and closing out that order. Something to note with all orders, but shopping orders included, you want to look, most of them are, when do you want to start this? It says ASAP. You usually have like 15, maybe 20 minutes to get to Walmart to start that order so it doesn't get canceled. You do need to weigh out, okay, maybe you've done an order that you had to drive a ways, or maybe you're not quite there yet. Make sure that you have enough time to get there so it doesn't get canceled. That's for most orders. Now, you see this shopping order. You can open that up. I'm gonna make some other videos on some things to scan for before you take an order. Where is this order going to be delivered to? Where is this gonna end up? Are there multiple orders? That does happen for curbside or shopping orders. And how many items? Maybe there's gonna be a huge item or huge amount of items and take a long time. It'll usually give you an estimate of time. It's pretty close actually in terms of knowing there's a lot of items. It's going to approximately take this long and then delivery. I would say usually it underestimates if anything. Now, you have the shopping order. You take that order, you get to Walmart, you're going to confirm arrival. There is a geofence. You cannot confirm arrival at Walmart until you are actually within the vicinity of that front door by however many feet, somewhere in that parking lot. So you confirm arrival. One of the things that will pop up then is a preview shopping list. I don't always look at this, but sometimes it's helpful because you can scan through and think, okay, there's all grocery items. Okay, or there's some produce items and regular grocery items. There's some frozen items. You also can look through and think, okay, it might be any item. At first I was thinking, oh, it's all gonna be grocery. Not necessarily. There might be cleaning supplies. Sometimes I've picked up Lego toys, fidget toys, or planters, all kinds of stuff. You have to look at that just in case. I've also picked up some pretty bulky items. A lot of times when you're picking up an item or an order, it'll tell you bulky, or it might say heavy, or it might say alcohol. Those are things that you have to consider because you might not have space in your car. I had some huge totes that I was able to finagle, but it was a little bit of a puzzle because they wanted 4 of them and they were gigantic and barely fit in my little 4-door car. You do want to watch those. So the shopping order, preview the list. It'll give you a few tips. As soon as you get a perishable item, it does start a sooner countdown because it doesn't want those items just sitting in your cart or in your car for too long before delivering so they don't go bad and they're out of the freezer for too long, etc. So you have your shopping order, you arrive at Walmart, confirm arrival, preview the shopping list, then you can go ahead and start shopping. Once you go in there, even if it's just a few items, always take a cart. I always kick myself if I don't take a cart, even for my own personal shopping. Just grab a cart just so that you can put something down if you need to. Note, some of the shopping orders, I've had shopping orders that took me 1 hour for the whole order. Probably, 60 items. There was a bunch of produce. I had to weigh it, etc. But it still worked out. It was still worth it. But then I've also literally had a shopping order that was 3 oranges. I saw 1 item, but then they wanted a quantity of 3. Okay. okay, is this like a joke? Nope, it was 3 oranges, drove it across town, and that was it. That was pretty easy. When you walk in there and you have the shopping, you are going to start shopping and it will show you aisle number and it will show you the module and the section. Follow those numbers because I look at those specifically even more than the item at first. I'm looking at aisle is A5. And the other thing I will note real quick, the order that it puts it in, 95% of the time, it's very logical and it will give you a great order so that you're not bouncing between things. Occasionally it will be a little wonky, but sometimes I think they try to put the perishable items towards the end, so you might go back and forth a little bit, but they put the perishable items at the end so it doesn't start the countdown for frozen or perishable items too soon. Follow the order. It might say aisle, A6. So I'm going to A6. You do want to look at the letter because A6 is usually grocery, H, home goods. Actually, G is like personal care. I've had all those different things show up. So look at the letter. That's the section of the store. A5, part in the row. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up through 14. You then have the number that shows you next to each item. I would have never noticed this before when you're shopping for yourself. There is a number next to each item's tag, and it might say number 52. So if I'm over at spices, I'm looking through, okay, I'm in aisle A7. I find this section of 8, and I'm now in the spices. It might say 52. I'm scanning, so I'm not looking for ground pepper. Okay, that'll take me forever. I'm looking for 52. I'm scanning down, where's 52? 52. Then I look and I compare, is this item the right one? Click on your app, scan item. You're going to scan the barcode. If you scan that incorrectly, nothing bad's going to happen. Wasn't sure of that at first. You scan it, it says correct item. You put it in your cart. If it needs more than one, it will say confirm amount. Oh, actually I need 2. I'm glad that that's there. Grab another one. I have 2. Confirm. You usually have to hit confirm twice. You put that in your cart. Pretty straightforward. It was a little bit daunting at first because, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna find all the things, etc. Get everything in your cart. Sometimes it takes a little while. You do have some time. As long as you're not dilly-dallying around, you have plenty of time to do that. Things to note, if you cannot find an item, I would say probably 75% of the time, I can look up top and there might be another one of the item that I'm not seeing on the shelf. So look up there first. If you cannot find it, you can look around, you can ask a store associate. If you say on your app, I cannot find it, it'll say, did you ask associate? You can say, I'll ask. Most of the time when I've asked, they still haven't been able to find it. So if it's not on the floor, most likely they're probably out. Then you can hit cannot find item. Sometimes it'll just skip ahead based on whether the customer wanted a replacement or was open to a replacement or gave a specific replacement. And sometimes they just say, okay, then take it off, skip it. Don't feel too worried about that. I was a little bit worried when I first started. As you get comfortable, okay, I did ask, I can't find it. Then you can pick a substitute. Sometimes it says pick something that's similar. Okay, sometimes that's happened. Sometimes it'll give you another option like, hey, this was a 12-pack of this, but get 2 6-packs of this. Okay, that happens too. You can also write to the customer through the in-app chat. I have done that and I say, you know what? There is none of this 12-pack of donuts, glazed ones, but they do have these sugar donuts. I will usually, if I write that, I will then back out and go to find items, go back to the list and skip it for now and see what they say later so I'm not just standing there waiting for them. I would say it's 50-50 if you get a response in your shopping time from the customer. Sometimes they do, sometimes they're not watching that. Do the best you can. If you can't find the replacement, then you just click no item found. Sometimes I have tried to pick some produce and it says, oh, find a replacement, and then it won't accept it and it just gets wonky. Okay, scrap it. Shopping order. I'm gathering up all of the items, find replacement order items if needed, ask an associate for help. I've gathered these items. Perishable items you want to put those towards the end so they don't start that countdown too soon. I have my items. I do try to keep things together like cold items just for bagging later. Click, Okay, awesome. It does have you review. You can go review through the items. Where this comes in handy especially is if there was still an item that maybe you were waiting for a response from the customer and you didn't end up replacing that, you might say, okay, scrap it, I'm gonna cancel out that item. You also can check, sometimes you have batch orders. You might have 2 different orders going on. I'm gonna make another video on that, but I have Mr. Jones and Mrs. Applegate, 2 different orders, and I try to keep them separate in the cart. And sometimes I'm like, okay, wait a second, which one was A and which one was B? Did I put one item into the wrong spot? I will check those review lists more carefully when I have more than one item, more than one order, because I want to make sure I don't mess that up. So review that, review complete. Now I walk up to the cash register or to the self-checkout. I was a little nervous about this at first because don't really know what to expect. But when you walk up, you follow the prompts and it will actually have you bag this first. You don't scan any items. You will just bag the items that need to be bagged. If you have a big case of pop or something, you may or may not want to put it in a bag, or a big thing of toilet paper. Bag the item. When you do this, it'll prompt you when you're done bagging. It will then prompt you to proceed with the order. It will have you scan the barcode at the self-checkout screen. You'll scan that. Something to note, since you're not scanning items at the checkout, that green light will stay on. So I have people, sometimes they're like looking at me like, why is your light on and you're just standing there? Well, no, I'm not standing here. I'm actually bagging items for an order and you're just gonna need to wait. I make it very apparent that I'm still working on things and I'm not just standing there for the fun of it, wasting my time and wasting your time. So that green light will stay on. That's just how it works. Once you scan that, after you've bagged everything, it's gonna scan, and I would say probably 70% of the time it says, good to go, click OK. There are on occasion where it says you have been selected for a cart check. You need to wait there. An associate comes and it walks you through that, and you can pull up a list if they need to see it, but generally they will just come and they're searching for a couple of items so they can scan and make sure, one, that you don't have extra items in there. They don't scan everything, usually like 2 or 3 things. They also want to make sure you don't have any of your own items that you need to pay for. That's just a formality. You'll have to wait there. Again, have people waiting in line thinking, can you move out of the way? No, actually, I still need to stand here because I'm still doing something. They scan that, then they will give an all clear. I did have someone that tried to yell at me, a worker, well, it's a lot easier if you don't bag it. Listen, lady, I was actually following the app. It says to bag it first. I'm sorry if that makes it more difficult, but I was actually following the instructions. She's trying to argue with me. That's just the order that they have you do it, because most of the time you don't have to do the cart check. Sometimes you do. They've done the cart check. You click OK, proceed. It will show up a digital receipt. If you have anything not in a bag, they will probably ask for that. Then you can show view order summary and it will pull up the items. You know, cases of water, cases of pop, toilet paper, some of those big bulky items, you can kind of scan through. That's what they're going to be looking for most of the time. So you want to make sure you can click back into that. Don't close out of that receipt until you're actually out of the store, past those door attendants. Once you get past that point, it will say confirm exit of the store. Then you can head out to your car. Once you get out there, load those things in. Make sure to keep things separate. If there's 2 different orders, you load those into your car. Then you are going to have start trip for whatever the first, maybe it's Mr. Jones. He's order A. That's the closest one. They put it into a logical order for delivery. Start trip. I'm going to go to navigate. Open up your navigation app. You're going to head to Mr. Jones. What you will need to do is you want to make sure those orders are separate. You don't need to worry about the app during navigation. When you arrive at the location, you need to make sure that you scan. It will ask you to scan an item. It doesn't matter what items you scan, but if you've kept them separate, it'll then, so you don't confuse, okay, which was A and which was B, which is Mr. Jones and which is Mrs. Applegate. I will scan an item and it'll say, yes, this is part of the correct order. So, okay, yep, the ones I had on this side, this was the right one. So I scan that, it will say, okay, you have the right order. You check, are there any special delivery instructions? It might say leave at the back door. It might say please knock. Most of the time they just say please leave at the front door. You can then say delivery location. 9 times out of 10 tend to be the front door. I'm gonna leave that. Now I'm gonna gather those items. If it's cold out, I'm gonna do that scanning, collecting those things and hitting some of those prompts while I'm in the car. I'm gonna bring those items out, take another trip if I need to. At the door, I'm gonna take that photo confirmation, make sure to get something distinguishable so you can show that it was actually at their house. Complete delivery. So I have that one. If I have another item or another order, Mrs. Applegate, she was my order B, I'm gonna go, it'll open that up. Take a look, any special instructions, just so I note that. Start trip, open up that navigation app. Then I arrive there, open up that Walmart app again, and I'm gonna look, confirm arrival, any special instructions. It's gonna ask you to scan an item. So obviously that's the only order you have left, but it will still ask you to scan that. Check any other delivery instructions, picking front door or whatever is the case. And then I'm gonna drop that off, take a confirmation photo, and you're good to go. It'll close it out and your order is complete. That is a shopping order in a nutshell. I'm gonna give a few other tips in some other videos. What if I scan something wrong, about the replacements, about finding items, about asking for help, some things at the checkout, some of the weighing things. There's a few bits of nuance, but once you try it, it's not too bad. At first, I was a little bit nervous of all of the different components, but the shopping orders are definitely, I think, the most bang for your buck. So good to know. Just wanted to walk through that so that you can feel comfortable jumping into those type of orders and not feeling like you need to shy away from those. Check out the other video on curbside pickup, so now you know how to do shopping orders and curbside pickup, so you can see how does that work? Is that something I want to try? Is that something I have questions about? If you have further questions or something else you want to see, make sure to leave those in the comments below. I'll be happy to help with those. I'm going to be sending out some other videos. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with those future videos and other content. Here's to life and fitness. Peace out.
Walking miles in someone else's show.